Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, LaffinBoy here, and today I'm going to be bringing you another episode of Tales from Laffin this one, this one we call The Guy in the Trunk. Now, this took place a good long while back. I don't remember what year, but it was in the 90s. It was in the early 90s. My dad had just gotten married to my stepmother. My stepmother had two kids, and they lived in a little town that's I don't remember the name of it, but it's it was fairly close to the Oklahoma border. Now my dad was living in McKinney. And my stepmom, that's where they met. My stepmom was working in McKinney in a family-owned store and kind of a little restaurant, and they served some really good food. Anyway, well, what had happened was, me and my middle brother had gone up there, and my little brother, my youngest brother, and my stepbrother, they were taking us around and they were showing us McKinney. Now, my dad and my stepmother, they moved to a place that was about halfway between McKinney and the little town that they were in, that she and her children had lived in. And, well, it's a little place called Nobility. Now, if you know where Nobility is, you are among a very, very few people. Nobility is basically a gravel road, and it is only on rare maps. I think there was a store there at one time. Anyway, now my dad had a car that he was allowing my youngest brother to drive. Now this car was still registered to a fellow that lived in Waco. It was I think it was well, it was an Oldsmobile Delta 88. It was a big car. It was a 80s, it was a 1980 something big car. It wasn't 60s Cadillac big, but it was still it was a lot bigger than what we have on the road today. Anyway, so well, we're driving around. We go down. He takes us down. He shows us around in McKinney. Then he takes us down to a little, well, what was a small town at the time. Takes us down, shows us a little bit of Allen, Texas. Allen has gotten a lot bigger. So has McKinney, but McKinney started off, McKinney started off bigger than Allen anyway. So we're driving around. We're actually at this point heading back to the house. Now that's a long way, but we were just outside of McKinney. We're driving on this long straight road, and well, it was dark, and there was a car behind us, and my middle brother and my little brother were kind of arguing about whether or not that was a cop. And my middle brother was saying, "Just pull over, let him pass." And my younger brother, who was driving the car, said, "No, that's a cop." And And if you don't know, um, well, if you don't know, when you're on a 2-lane road and there is a shoulder and um, you're slowing somebody down, of course it's courtesy to pull over onto the shoulder and let them pass. However, that's not quite legal. You're not supposed to be driving on the shoulder. So they're kind of arguing back and forth, and then my younger brother says, "Fine, okay, I'll pull over." And when he pulls over onto the shoulder, the car behind us pulls over onto the shoulder and turns on the extra lights. Yeah, it turns out my little brother was right. He was a cop. Well, now, the cop comes up there and, of course, gets gets the standard stuff, driver's license, insurance, that kind of stuff. And for some reason, I don't know how this came about, but she asked where we're from. Now, starting off, well, she starts with the driver, which was my youngest brother, and well, he says, "McKinney, no, wait a minute. I just moved, so I live so and so." And then then she looks over at my stepbrother, who's in the passenger seat, and asks him, "Where you from?" He says, "Oklahoma." "No, wait a minute. I've never been to Oklahoma a day in my life." So we're all like, "What? Why did you say that?" we're all thinking, no, it's bad enough you lied to the woman, but then you automatically corrected it. I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, and then she looks back at my middle brother, and I should point out all this time I'm sitting over there in the back corner, and at the time I smoked, and at the time I rolled my own cigarettes. So I'm sitting back in the corner trying, I'm just sitting back over there in the dark corner, kind of doing my impression of the Marlboro Man, back there just sitting there, calmly smoking my cigarette. But if you don't know a rolled cigarette, well, a joint is a rolled cigarette. It's just not using tobacco. But the smell is also very obvious. So anyway, so she looks back there and she asks my middle brother, "Where are you from?" He said, "We are from Corsicana." So then she, of course, looks over at me and asks me where I'm from. And my brother's like, "What did I say?" And I'm just sitting. So when she asked me, I'm thinking kind of the same thing, like he already told you. But I'm from Corsicana. Anyway, so she goes back there and she does her thing. She runs my brother's driver's license and whatever else, I don't know. And then comes back up to the car, gives my brother back his stuff, and sends us on our way, telling us, "Y'all going back to Oklahoma or wherever you came from." Anyway, so when we're driving away, I asked my brother who the car is registered to. Is my younger brother, and he tells me, and he tells me it's some high in Waco, and then we kind of decided, well, what if she had asked about the car, about whose car is this, and well, we decided we should just tell her, we don't know. You should ask the guy in the trunk. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the story. Um, I do have more to come. I thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. LaffinBoy out.